What is up, everybody? It's your boy Dark. I'm back to do not your normal video. I am actually going to be doing a guide on the ghoul, because I did say when I get him to P100 I was going to do a guide for him. Guess what? He's a P100 and now I'm doing the guide. I already did it for Twitch. Now I'm doing it here. So with that being said, before we get into it, if you guys are brand new to the channel and are considering joining the family, community, and just a well-rounded group of people, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn on all post notifications so you'll be aware whenever I go live and post a new video. Smash that like button and let's get right into the video. So P100 already. Took me a little bit, but to P100. So let's get into the add-ons. So he has quite a few good add-ons, depending on the type of play style you want to play. If you want an aura reading build, you're gonna need lethal, some sort of add-on that will allow you to see an aura. So that would be either Yamori's Mask, the glasses, what other one? Or the ID card. So I will tell you now, his best add-ons would have to be headphones, these torture pliers, ID card, coffee, broken chain, redhead centipede, tree robe. Pretty much it all depends on the build you are running. So if you want to have a complete stealth build, you are going to want to have something like this with this add-on. And what would it be another? And this one. Just because of the fact that this particular add-on, if you put somebody in deep wounds and that is affected by the mark, they are afflicted with oblivious, which means it prevents the survivor from your terror radius and being heard while they are afflicted with Oblivious. This one, whenever a generator is completed and you are in an enrage mode, you are undetectable for 20 seconds, which is a very long time if you know what you're doing. So, with that being said, if you are looking to get into the game and you are brand new and you want something that can be beginner friendly, Lightborn is going to be your best friend, just because you will not get affected by flashlights, flashbangs, firecrackers, blast mines. And what it means by blast mines is you can hit a generator with a blast mine on it. You'll get stunned, but you will not get blinded. At all. This is, and these two, No Way Out and Noed, just because of the fact that if you are brand new and you are going up against some of the worst of Sweaty Swifts, and you want to be able to have that capacity to attempt to get a 4K as much as possible, you want to keep them in the trial for as long as you can. You want to put them in the dying state when they are fully healed. And either in like one gen regression perk to make it harder for them to do gens. Eventually, gen regression is going to be not a thing, in my opinion, because eventually they're going to make it to where even though there's a limit to how many times you can damage a gen now, you're going to need something that will do a lot more than just this. So like Surge, Eruption, all that. Surge and Eruption would be a lot better than Pop, because this did get nerfed. However, it's still a decent perk. So there's like so many good add-ons that this killer has. This one is a good one if you have 3 lunges or 3 leaps. This one will come in handy and can play off of this one, just because the slide will be decreased by 50%. Now, if you want to block windows, vaults, or anything like that, windows, you're going to want red-headed centipede, just because it is a window that people can vault. But with this one in particular, it just means that you're blocking a vault location for 10 seconds, which is massive if you can play it right. But you have to be in enrage mode first. An aura reading build is a good one because you're going to want this or this or something like this, so you know where the survivors are going to be and whatnot, which is going to be very useful to you. So I'm going to play this beginner build, and then I'll play my build while I'm still explaining how this killer works. This killer is an S tier killer. He is very strong, very quick, and when played correctly, you definitely get your bang for your buck. The killer is very strong and very quick. There is like 3-4 S tier killers. The Ghoul being one of them. Nurse is another one. Billy is another one. And Blight. Blight is another very strong killer. Now, that doesn't mean that every other killer isn't strong, because they all are strong in their own way. However, the Ghoul is an S tier killer. So there's different tiers. You have S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and it just goes like that. The Ghoul would be in the S tier. And your range is very limited, because, and when I say limited, I mean that you can't just use this killer, grab onto either a tree or any solid object that is more or farther away than what you are able to grab onto. That's why the Ghoul has 2 to 3 leaps. And the objective with the Ghoul is to make sure people are off gens as much as possible and keeping them in the mending state. However, it is a difficult killer to use when you don't know what you are doing, which is why I am doing this guide. I main this killer. I don't win all my matches with this killer because there are players that are better than me. And I am not afraid to admit that. I don't win all my matches. I don't want to win all my matches. But I do win a lot of my matches. Rather it be either getting a 3K or a 4K. So, to any player that is new to this game, do not be discouraged. Just practice practice, practice, practice with this killer because the killer is very fun. It does take some getting used to, for sure. And it just depends on your play style, on how you want to put your build around. This killer is a M1 killer mostly. So this killer cannot just put you in the dying state when you're healthy if you don't have certain perks that allow you to put them in the dying state in a fully healed state. It doesn't work that way. However, when you put them in the mending state, that keeps them from doing gens, which is what you want to do, is keep them off gens as much as possible, but still do enough damage to make it to a point where it is harder for them to escape. Now, do not just chase one survivor and for the entire match, because you're not going to win that way. Hey James, how you doing, my man? Hopefully you're doing well. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to play this killer, if you decide to get the game, because he is very fun to play. But since the killer's been out for a while, it will make it a little hard to actually deal with, because you have people that know how to deal with them and all that. Oh. Oh! Gotcha! What's this? That is perfectly fine. Whoa. Scratch marks. Then you just get craziness like that. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, big whiff. Gotcha. So you can see this build is quite effective when used properly. Oh! Oh, are you serious right now? Yep, and this is how you lose, too. Oh, fuck out of my way. Ooh, yep. And that is why you got to be really careful on what teams you go up against, because you will get good teams like that. And it is very disheartening when you lose, because Behavior needs to really fix their MMR ranking. They do. Because they will put a bunch of brand new people that has like maybe 5-10 hours on the game, and they will put them with people who have thousands of hours on the game and not be able to do anything because of that. So Behavior really needs to change their MMR ranking system, because it's really disheartening when people are playing against players who have been playing for a while, and it doesn't really feel good at first, but don't let that disqualify you or dishearten or disencourage you to play the game, because it is a fun game. You just gotta prioritize how you want to play the killer and what build you want to have. So they were all doing very well. However, this is the build I'm running, just because, as you can tell, they really love their pallets. This comes in handy, and both of these come in handy. So It's just a matter of how you want to play this killer, and are you going to stick with it to be able to get better? Because ever since this killer came out, I very rarely play any other killer. I just strictly play this one. But overall, he is a fun killer to play. As you could tell, very fast, and I do mean very fast. Unfortunately, how I was playing decent, but I wasn't playing to the effect that I could have. Because how I normally play, if I have to, I will get one survivor out at the beginning of the trial if I must, to make it harder for survivors to get out. Because the more survivors you kill within the trial, the harder it is for the others to get out. So, he does have good maps that there are maps where he's really good on, and then there's maps where he's really bad on. And there's some outdoor maps that are not really good for him, in my opinion. And there's like 2 of them that I can come up with off the top of my head. And then there's, I think, like 1 or 2 maps that are indoor that are really bad for him. So, and they are fixing him. And when I mean fix, I mean there is something that you can do with him for right now that a lot of people are not happy with, because he is one of the few that can do it. And they call it the kidnapping technique. Pretty much what that is, when he vaults right after a survivor, he can literally just grab that survivor in mid-vault that he does and just take them to a hook. That's what they call kidnapping. They are fixing that. Another one that they really need to fix is his hitbox. Because his hitbox, that just needs to get fixed. Everything else, some of the things that they fixed with this killer needs to be undone and put back to the way it was. They're leaving his hitbox alone, but they're going after other things. They refuse to fix his hitbox. And I keep bringing his hitbox up in all my streams that I do that I play this game. And it's like, he was fine before he got nerfed. It's his hitbox that needs to get reworked a bit. Not too terrible, but to a point where it's more doable to deal with. And because people have gone up against this killer so many times, oh, this map again? They know how to counter him, they know how to do all that. Ooh! Nice to see you, homeboy. Nope, nothing there. Nothing there. What I mean? Dude, what are you doing? Oh, you cocky little fucker. Come here. What the fuck? What you gonna do, Billy? So, see what I mean by how this killer can just traverse everything so unbelievably quick? Thank you for letting me know where you are. And that is pretty much how you can use him effectively. Just like that. GG's though. I will also do this build. This build is quite terrifying. I've actually used it once before. It is not fun to go against. Yeah, because this build is pretty much an undetectable build. Undetectable for 16 seconds, which that's pretty terrifying on this killer. Hit the obsession, you don't have a terror radius. For 45 seconds. Yeah, so this is not a good build to be going up against. It is incredibly terrifying when you have an S tier killer like this that is undetectable. Especially as fast as this killer is and strong. Yeah, when you are undetectable, that is a nightmare for survivors. Incredibly terrifying. So, overall, the killer is a good killer to play. Or the ghoul is a good killer to play. It's just a matter of being patient and doing what you need to do to use him effectively. Just be warned. People tend to get very salty, toxic, and just all around not great people when they end up losing to this killer. Half of them are like that, the other half aren't. But it's those that aren't going to be that way towards you are the decent ones. It's the ones that are going to be like really mouthy, toxic, whatever they want to be towards you because they lost. Don't let that bother you. Don't let it get to you. It's one of those where people expect to have a win handed to them and the killer do absolutely nothing, or vice versa. That's not how it works. But some of his best maps, I would say, yep, see, this is something where because I have a feeling last second switch. 3 flashlights. So, as you can tell, I put Lightborn on. Now, if it was one person running it, fine. I know how to avoid that. But when it's 3, there's no such thing as using a perk as a crutch. No. It's one of those where they want to play like that. Fine. Play their game, put Lightborn on, piss them off, and go like, oh, you need Lightborn to win? No, motherfucker, I don't. It's one of those where you're allowed to bring a flashlight. I'm allowed to bring whatever I want. And that's just how it goes. So don't let stupidness affect you Ooh. Alright, you don't want to get healed? Fine. Alright, now you gotta play a little mean. Oh! This Jake is... Damn! My boy's juking! Stupid?
No. Yeah. Yeah.
So as you can tell, not entirely easy because you are limited to what you can and cannot do. With this killer, just because of how he's designed, but it really is unfortunate. But like I said, you can't win them all. You can't. But they were really aware, and I do mean very aware, so that does make it a little harder when people are aware, but there's not a whole lot you can do about it, because like I said, people have gone up against this killer plenty of times, so they know how to avoid them, they know how to do all that. So it's just one of those where you just have to learn from your experience with those matches and not make those same mistakes again. However, I think they got his hitbox fixed a little bit. Highly doubt it, but I think they got it fixed. But I don't think they did. But got one more match for this guide, so you guys have a general idea on how he operates, how he works. So it's just a matter of figuring what you like in a killer and become effective with said killer. Because I was not making it easy for them, but they still got a two-man out. That should tell you just how good a lot of these teams are. Especially when you are going up against a Swift. You really gotta pay attention and understand how they work, because they're on comms, so they're communicating with each other. Now, there are other perks that I haven't unlocked for the Ghoul yet, just because some of those perks I have to have my killers to P1, and I don't have all my killers to P1. So don't have that one, that one, these, that one. So just some of these I don't have to P1 yet. It's very few though. But once I'm able to get them to P1, I can start coming up with better builds and all that. But for right now, with what I have, is what I got. Doesn't mean I won't make another guide down the road once I have all the perks unlocked, but for right now, it's just a matter of how well you play, how well do you know the map, and are you going up against a good team or a bad team? It just all depends. So I'm not going to make this stream too long, but guys have any questions about this killer, let me know. I can do what I can to answer them. And even for me, I gotta constantly get better because it's always a learning experience, even for me. As far as I know, I'm the only person that has the ghoul at P100. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, I haven't ran into any other ghoul player at this level. So I think I'm the only one who has the ghoul at P100 for right now. It's because I like how the ghoul is, fits my play style, and it's just one of those where you have to. Yep, here we go with this. And this is why you run Lightborn. For this very reason. Because somebody with a flashlight, if they have a chance to blind you, they will continuously blind you. So keep that in mind when you have more than one person having a flashlight. Don't be afraid to use Lightborn. You may get a lot of hate, you may get a lot of shit for it. However, your job as the killer is not to please the survivors. You are there to kill the survivors. even experienced players will run Lightborn, especially if people are bringing like 3, 4 flashlights. Yeah, there's no way you're not gonna run Lightborn. Oh! See what I mean by they know how to deal with this? Ooh. See what I mean? His hitbox. Oh, up there. king of nothing. Oh! See what I mean by they like to just stay around? Ooh. Gotcha. That's what they call like kidnapping, pretty much. That right there. come on. So pretty much if you get 2 kills, it's a draw. If you get more than 2, you win. If you get less than 2, you lose. But that's going to be it for this guide. So I'm actually going to call it because I don't want to make this guide 2 hours long. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about the guide, what you could possibly do to become better with the killer or anything like that, don't be afraid to ask. Leave your questions in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So with that being said, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe, be safe. Have a wonderful afternoon. Have a blessed afternoon. God bless us all. And I will catch you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.